somewhere close to 20 hours of just highly professional studio content on public speaking. It will give you every single answer that you're looking for when it comes to presentations, communication. Like, how do I start? How do I end? How do I grab attention? How do I hold attention? How do I build dopamine? How do I tell a story? How do I build a PowerPoint? How do I succeed in my video meetings? How do I become absolutely brilliant on stage? How do I talk? How do I speak? How do I command the rhetorical devices? Just everything is in there that you may ever need. But the thing is then, what you do with your 110 steps analysis, that you know what to pinpoint, right? It's just not 20 hours. I have to go from A to Z.
No.
You know that I have to look at this module, I'll look at this module, I'll look at this module. Well done, because, time is a constraint today, so we want to go faster.
Yep.
But let's just give an insight. I want to give one tip per content level.
Yep.
So we have the levels, 1, 2, 3. And I'll say everyone that goes through like the first level will be the best presenter in the company, or like top 5 presenter in the company. It is that good. If you go through level 2, you'll definitely be the best one in the company and one of the best on stage. If you want to become truly world-class, go through level 3 as well. All these 3 levels are also divided into 3 content levels, and that is delivery, and it is content, and it's mindset. Okay? Kind of forcing a name change on Lucas here because it's called presenter today. I want it to become mindset. Anyhow, it makes more sense in this case. Yeah. So one example from each. First, the analysis. Right. So something that a lot of people have as a mother skill is skill 45. So you get feedback that, hey, you're lacking in skill 45, which is functional gestures, which means that using your hands to amplify what you're saying. That means that when you say 5, you show 5 fingers. When you show come, you show the sign of come closer to me. When you say stop, you show stop. When you say declining, you draw a declining curve. You use your hands to amplify what you're saying. This is massive. Like this mother skill impacts up to 20 other skills, depending on the person. It impacts your voice, it impacts your posture, it impacts your language. It's just insane. Okay? So that's one example of the analysis. I'd say that about 30% get that feedback. Skill 45, improve it. And then let's go for content. Okay, like just a short tidbit from content. There's so much material. Wow, it's crazy. But the one I like the best is, I think Spices is probably the best tool of all. So the biggest mistake anyone can do when presenting is just using PowerPoint. That sucks. That's the biggest mistake you can do when it comes to content. A presentation is built up of blocks. So that means that you start with a question to the audience, maybe do a raise of hands. Then you pull up the flip chart and you draw something. Then you show a slide in PowerPoint. Then you tell a story. Then you do another raise of hands. Then you draw on the flip chart again. Now you sit down on a chair and you give another story. And now you bring up some props that you've prepared. And then you end with a PowerPoint slide. That's a presentation, right? So in the course you get the entire chart, which is 136 different variations, and you get I think you get a video as well describing how that works and how that's used.
We haven't included it, but there is inside the community.
Yeah.
There was such a demand for it.
Oh yeah.
So our community created 136 videos for the Spice Rack.
Oh, that's crazy. We're such an active community. I love it. All right, but that's content. So that's an example of content. Let's go for the next module, which is delivery. I think one of my favorite skills in delivery is how you use a functional gesture. So when you show the number 5, you can do that in various ways. So you can adapt size, pace, and distinction. So if you and I try that now, if you put out your hand and then you say January, February, March. So a lot of people are pretty sloppy in this. So they go January, February, March. They're sloppy. The gesture is small and it's usually too quick. So let's try to make it more distinct. January, February, March. Now make it bigger. January, February, March. Now make it slower. January, February. No. March. Yeah. And you can literally feel how your own confidence builds up by the control that you have of your body language. It's amazing. Just those 3 skills in executing gestures. So that's part of delivery. And then the last one is mindset. So just to give an insight into that, most of our content is based on the neuroscience or biochemistry of a human being. So when we talk about mindset, we talk about which kind of cocktail do you want in your brain of neurosubstances. So would you ever need endorphins? Endorphins makes you more positive, more open, and more social, and funnier. So when would you need that mindset? Well, usually when I have a client who's called me up and they say, hey, you're going to do a keynote after dinner, then I know they'll be semi-drunk and I'll have to be even more funny than I normally am in a keynote, yeah? So before that, I know that I have to change my mindset. It doesn't matter if I've been stuck in the car for 4 hours or whatever. Before I go up on that stage, I go into the bathroom, I lock the door, I sit down in the toilet, and I laugh hysterically at absolutely nothing for 30 seconds. And I come out of that, and I've filled myself with endorphins because laughter creates endorphins. So I have changed my mindset in 30 seconds, making myself more open, more positive, more social, and more funnier. Now when I walk out on stage, I'm the person they need me to be. That is an example of changing your mindset. And there are 7 or 8 of these neurosubstances, which we talk about, which you can alternate within 30 seconds to be the person you need to be on that stage, in the meeting, at home, when you come home, when you communicate, when you're with your friends, whatever. You can and should adapt your mindset depending on the situation. Yeah, so that's an example from all 4 of those categories.
Yep.